Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you so much for joining me again today for another card making video. I'm going to be featuring some last chance products today. So first up, we've got the Meant to Be stamp set and coordinating dies. So this is photopolymer stamp. I've hardly used this at all, and it's got these fab hexagons in it aside from the bumblebees and everything. So I thought I'd do something cute with that. I did a project the other day with this as well, so I made the hexagons into a background. Okay, so it's a really great set. So it actually cuts the shape and the frame with each die, so that's super cool. Already die cut what I wanted, but I've used the smaller hexagon today to create the elements that I need. And there's this lovely little die that cuts out this flower, and we're going to be using those flowers as our embellishments today. And then we've got tags of thanks. Really love this set, but it is on last chance. What's this one? This is in photopolymer as well. Yeah. Okay, so these guys are currently still available as of filming, but obviously as things will sell out when they go into that last chance category on the store. So you can see that if you go into the store and use the menu, you can go and shop by promotion or something, or savings or something, and all the last chance items will be there for you to pick up, and some things will be discounted. So this is kind of what we're aiming for, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit because I didn't really like the layout of this one in terms of where the flowers ended up. You know, you live and learn, but we're going to mix it up a little bit, and I've already done a bit of the die cutting ahead of time so that you don't have to watch me do all of that. Okay, so I'm only going to go with blue flowers. So this is actually Balmy Blue with Daffodil Delight Centres. I've got 5 already done. We'll do another one on camera so that you can see it. And I've already die cut an extra one of these hexagons. So as you can see, the die cuts out both the innie and the outie. So you've got this frame, and I had some frames left over from my other project, so I've actually got 3 of the outside frames, and I've got 1 on the inside. Okay, so we're going to do something with the frames first so that we can get that sorted out, and then we're just going to put everything onto plain white card base. So frames, I'm going to bring in the silicone sheet and some scrap paper. So first things first, we're going to colour the top one. We don't need to colour them all because they're going to be stacked so that we've got some depth. Hard to see on camera probably, but that's a stacked frame. You probably see that that's raised up, but I've stacked them together to give a bit of extra texture and dimension. That one was soft sea foam, but we're switching up the colours and doing something a bit brighter. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green, and I'm going to use a Stampin' Blend marker to go around the edge of this and colour that in. So, you know, you could cut this out of coloured cardstock, but you'd end up with another hexagon. And it kind of, you know, it's a lot of cardstock to use just for a small element. And, you know, if you haven't got that coloured cardstock, because you don't use the colour very often, or whatever, for whatever reason, or use it so much that you run out, you know, this is a good alternative to get a custom coloured card. Now, you'll notice that I've flipped this over and I'm also colouring the back. And that's just so that you get a nice even coating. It's going to look splotchy until it all dries, but it will dry and it'll be awesome. So we'll leave that one to dry for a second over there. And we'll take that away. And while we're waiting for that, we'll start gluing together the other 2. So I'm just going to use this silicone sheet and some of our multi-purpose adhesive, so you can actually get quite a skinny line on this if you don't press too hard. And I'm getting to the end of my tube anyway, so okay, and we can actually set that on top and stack that together. It's nice and easy, just sort of make sure it's lined up between your thumb and forefinger, and then we can do exactly the same the second one. And obviously I want that to be nice and dry, ready to put onto the project, so hence doing this first. Okay, there we go. That should do it, and that ink will dry, and even if it is a bit splotchy, I don't think it really matters. Okay, so that's fine. Now this is going to have what I would call a white core to it, because we can see that white layer underneath. If it bothers you, go around the edge with the marker. I'm not going to worry about it today. Okay, so that's going to obviously have to dry completely before we mess about with it too much, so I'm just going to set that aside. Could put something on top of it if you wanted to, but I'm just going to pop it to one side for a moment. And like I say, we've already got 5 of these little flowers, but they're very, very easy to stamp and die cut. So there's this cute little die that goes with it. Just realised I haven't got out this little scrap will do. Only need one. There we go. Let's just use a bit of scrap here, and we're going to use balmy blue for the actual flower. So a couple of light taps, some firm pressure, nice crisp image. And then we're using Daffodil Delight, the centre, so we'll ink that up. And then because they're photopolymer, you can just sort of see through it and hopefully get it somewhere close to the middle. And you know what, I don't mind if it's a bit off, totally cool. The die is actually really easy to line up because you've got these 2 petals that are really close together, and there they are on the die. So we'll just pop that into position like that, and just tape that into place, and we can run that through our die cut machine, and we'll end up with 6 of these guys. Oh, if I can pick it up off the thing. So obviously this only takes a moment to roll through. Could use the mini, of course, for these little teeny tiny dies, but the big hexagons wouldn't fit through there. They'd have to go through the larger machine. Okay, so we've got our flowers. Our frame is setting in terms of the glue is setting. Now on this card I did flat edge to the top. Let's just twizzle it around a little bit, and let's do it the other orientation just because we can. And I'm going to use the So Lucky to Know You sentiment. I used Thank You on the other one. So lots of light tapping. I'm using a colour to coordinate with my balmy blue flowers, and in this case this is Blueberry Bushel. So we'll stamp that in the centre here. Again, just firm pressure, just to make sure all that ink transfers. Beautiful. Okay, and we'll pop that to one side to wipe up, and then we're going to use a blending brush. Just finding my dark blue blending brush. I'm going to keep that nice crisp and white, but on the background of the card we're just going to create like a coloured halo like I did on there. So that was just with some residual purple ink that I had on my brush. Now, it could be that I've got enough on here. So where did that scrap paper go? There it is. I think I had secret seal on this before, so let's just make sure that's going to come out the colour I want it to. And I'm not going to worry about getting a smooth blend, because by the time you get out it's going to be nice and faint. So start in the centre where that hexagon is going to land, and then just sort of swirl your way out. And then if you pop that on top, I think that goes beyond, that goes as far as I need it to. I can always add a little bit more, but obviously you can't take it away, so go easy. Okay, I just wanted that nice soft halo around there, just to break up that background a little bit. Okay. Right, okay, so I think actually I can probably just actually get this on. So let's use some Stampin' Seal and get this positioned on the card. Let's try and get it something like even from the left and the right. That looks about right. So the straight edges are what's going to give you away, do you know what I mean? Right, so if they look straight, even if they aren't straight, if they look straight, then that's going to be cool. Okay, so our little frame should be dry enough by now. So we'll pop some glue on the back of this. So it's going to be a really quick card today. I haven't been able to bring you a video midweek for the last couple of weeks. Stuff has happened and it's just eaten into my time, but I have still created some projects that for various challenges and things like that, so a lot of those will be on Instagram, so you can also follow me on Instagram. Not everything I make makes it onto YouTube, but most things will make it onto Instagram. Anything I blog will end up on Facebook. So those two platforms, you can potentially see other things that I don't necessarily make videos for. Okay, that's close enough in terms of the positioning. I'm wondering if I should have gone with a lighter granny apple green. It's a bit on the dark side, but it's fine. And now we're going to just position some flowers inside this frame. So I'm just going to pop those in on and they're popped up. I'm just trying to twizzle those around so that they're not in the same orientation. I'll do the same at the top. We'll do left and right, and then we'll pop one in the middle. Again, just trying to twizzle it round so because that pair is there and there, so if I put them at the top, that's even. Okay, just try and make them look a bit different on each of the cards. That's probably a bit low towards the letters, so just lift that up a little bit. There we go. I was going to fussy cut it out and put it you know, raise that up as well. I've decided against it. And then I'm just going to use a silver acrylic marker thing. Get these as a job lot. I've got black, white, gold, silver in a pack from the shop that sells everything. Just doing these little dots around the place, just to sort of add some interest around there and make it look a little bit ditzy. Okay, but I'm not going to put any other embellishments on there because the florals are doing the work for us on this one. So you've just got that little hint of shine on there. It's hard to catch on camera, I think. Hopefully you can see it. Anyway, they're kind of cute little just acrylic paint markers. Okay, so that's the two variations on a theme, just to do something really simple with those cute little flowers. I thought that was really cute. Okay, so that's my idea for this week. Hope you like it. Do have a look at the last chance stuff. Yeah, once it's gone, it's gone. So it's your opportunity to get those items in your stash. Okay, so thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed it. Stay safe, take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.